Greetings, fellow conquerors, and welcome back to Byzantium here in EU4, where we've just vassalized Theodoro and ended up in a war with Crimea that we didn't mean to be a part of, but, you know, hey, it works out. We are one diplomatic relation over the limit because we vassalized Theodoro, and this is fine. And the reason that this is fine is because we're currently annexing Jandar. Now, we are able to fabricate a claim on the Papal State, which we'll absolutely do. And we'll fabricate on Ancona, I think. Now, the question for us becomes, do we keep expanding eastward, trying to build up our strength away from the Western powers, or do we go back for the, or do we start expanding westward, trying to retake some of our European land that we once held so long ago? Unfortunately, because Castile exists, and because France is allied to Castile, who, as we have established, exists, it could be a little bit difficult for us to actually go through with this new plan of ours. Now, the printing press continues to expand. We will continue to improve Constantinople in the meantime, getting about 6% per tick, as it were. We're currently at 80%. We're very close to actually getting this done. Alright, I am going to spend that last tick just to get the printing press present. And Constantinople is now a 42 development province. How impressive. Especially considering all the buildings that we have here. It's 19 base tax, too. Whew, how much do we make per month from this? We make like 3 ducats a month after modifiers from this province. Or sorry, 2.84. I mean, wow, what a province. Yeah, we're just absolutely rich, too. Now, that being said, let's look at the institutions map mode here. Because we have the printing press available in this province, it is going to begin spreading to other provinces at a very rapid rate, I would think. Yeah, like, for example, here in Edirne, it is getting a 0.9% per month, so it's really, really good. It looks like the Golden Horde has broken free from Crimea. Oh dear. What a world we live in, right? Now, I'm surprised that Theodore doesn't have any claims, you know? It's very strange to me. We'll go ahead and take this province from Crimea. Not really worried about it. We'll take all their money. Which means these guys turn into separatists. Now, Kazan here has no allies, so why don't we just go ahead and fabricate a claim on them. We can also fabricate on Circassia. I mean, we've kind of opened a floodgate here where we can just keep going and going and going, and almost nobody can stop us from just kind of annexing all of this land. Now, we do need a diplomat real quick. We can probably stop fabricating in the Papal State for now. Wait 9 days, get our diplomat back. And we will go ahead and annex Trebizond. Which is going to cost us 12 aggressive expansion, but, we have 20% aggressive expansion reduction, and so that's going to mean, like, every province we take is going to be really just, not a big deal for us. Now, can we actually core Trebizond from here? It says we can, so why don't we? Is, the thing. Now, spending all of our admin on making Byzantium better, kind of an impatient play, admittedly. We could have waited till we had these provinces to convert and core and such, but... Alright, our truce with the Mamluks, Karaman, etc. has ended. And it looks like Karaman has allied the Mamluks. That's something we could be able to, press our advantage on, especially since the Mamluks actually do have a big ally with, let's see, it was Morocco, I think. However, let's see. So, gain 10 legitimacy or gain 5 patriarch authority. Let's go with the patriarch authority. It's been serving us really well so far. I'm really loving this new Orthodox isn't bad thing. And we're really going to love to take Karaman, of course. He's got like 40-some development. Just absolutely delicious land. Now, do we have any claims on the Mamluks? We do. On I believe it was on Antioch, and I'm not sure what the Western name for Tarablus al-Sham is, but we'll find out, I suppose. But we've got to core some provinces first, and you know, once we get done with that, we'll see about actually like expanding. But I mean, it's not like we're going to be teching up anytime soon, just because we need to embrace the printing press, and not enough of it has appeared in our provinces yet to make that like an economically viable option. Now, it is spreading quite rapidly through our provinces now that Constantinople has it. And the next institution won't appear until, let's see, it's 1600 when global trade appears, and that one should appear quite naturally here in Constantinople, just because it's such an important center of trade. Now, I don't think we could declare this war with Karaman in time to actually feed the land to Jandar. As much as I would like to do that, I don't think that's something we can really feasibly do. Dulkadir here is allied to the Timurids, who appear to be a shadow of their former selves, and are actually only at military tech 9, which is pretty embarrassing. One of our generals has died, you know, to be expected. We could throw our crappy heir in charge of the armies, but I don't want to end up without an heir, because that would really suck. We get a 504. Yeah, you know, that's acceptable. We have enough fire pips to make that work, I think. Now, unfortunately, our enemies are on par with military tech, so that is going to make things a little bit more difficult to actually, you know, pursue here. But that being said, no coalition is forming against us, which is going to make taking some of this land extremely easy, I'd say. We can fabricate a claim on Kazan, and we will, because they have no allies. Georgia doing quite well, although it is a Shia Georgia. Alright, we'll stop building a spy network in Kazan. We could try fabricating another claim on Karaman just to reduce coring costs once we actually attack them, which would be nice. Alright, how are we doing on coring here? We're doing alright. Let's go ahead and start converting Trebizond back to Orthodox. And let's see about getting this army here back to land. Georgia would give us military access. I'm just gonna get it for long enough to get our troops back through to Trebizond. Now, Armenia has the same map color as us, which obviously is unacceptable. So we'll have to deal with that at some point. Let's just go ahead and get the troops back. There we go. Cancel military access. Now, our manpower is not as high as we would like it to be. We do have some Ragusan separatists close to firing. So let's go take care of those. I don't think we've stretched ourselves too thin at all, which is good. And yeah, there they are, Ragusan separatists. Sure. Improvements in land technology. We could get 50 military power for 0.5 inflation. I don't see why not. Our inflation is at about 5%, so we could stand to like reduce that a little bit. We could even hire the inflation reduction guy to kind of do that for us. We were unable to beat the Ragusan separatists to besieging the province, which means that we did lose it, basically. So we're going to get 10 years of separatism, which sucks. I like to avoid that when I can, obviously, but, you know, only so much you can do. Alright, we are very close to fully annexing Jandar here. The electors have elected Franz I of Austria. Alright. Looks like Genoa allied Venice once again. That could be a way for us to just take more Venetian land without any claims or reason whatsoever, basically. It would be, obviously, like double aggressive expansion. But that's fine. It looks like Brabant is looking to attack Burgundy. Sure, he is allied with France. This makes sense. The problem is, as long as France is allied to Castile, there's going to be just problems expanding in that direction. Right, those underhanded rogues in Wallachia have the gall to claim Kaiserjähr as their own. Those bastards. Alright, we have integrated Jandar. Integration is a slow process indeed. We've gained 5 prestige, gotten 8,000 troops for free. We are 2 over our force limit. So we are going to cut down these cavalry, and we'll leave the infantry. I mean, honestly, I think we have enough cav as is. Let's go ahead and cut those down. And as we can see here, we need to turn these lands into like a state. And with vassals, you don't have to pay the coring cost usually, so which is quite good, honestly. Alrighty, well, we now have claims on a... Whose claims were that? On... Was that Dolkadir? Whose claims were we looking at on the Mamluks there? You know, I'm not sure. Alright, let's split this army in half. It may seem like we have a lot of infantry, but I mean, when you consider that the front line of our current armies is 27 wide, it can support up to 27 troops wide. I mean, in each of these armies, we've only got like 19, so like 25 in the front line. It's not like we're like overflowing with troops, so I think we're fine as far as that goes. Now, one thing we could stand to do with our extensive amount of money that we have is, like, build up our fleet again. And I think for the first time in ever for this, for our mighty country, we're actually going to build some heavy ships. Because, as we found out with fighting the Venetians, like, those heavy ships turned out to be quite decisive in actually, like, winning the naval battle. We're also going to build 6 more galleys. Now, I know, some of you are probably thinking, well, if you just build more galleys, it's more efficient than building heavies. Right, but our naval force limit isn't very high, and the more you go over your naval force limit, the more money you spend, and it just seems like a waste, in my opinion. So that being said, we could build a shipyard to get more naval force limit, which is just really nice. We could also build a regimental camp. I think we need to start building these here and there just to increase our force limit, because our force limit is not where I would like it to be, honestly. Our treasurer has died. And Muscovy has finally gotten through internal conflicts, with the Teutonic Order being the sole defender against the Muscovite incursion on the rest of Europe. As for our advisors, well, we are making a decent chunk of money. Let's go ahead and hire the Master of Mint to get that yearly inflation cost reduction. Or yearly inflation reduction. It's not inflation cost. But we are going to start converting provinces again. It's going to be a little bit before we can convert most of it, but, I mean, that's fine because we convert so quickly now because of that missionary strength. Let's see, can we set the fleet as a rally point, or maybe I'm thinking of Stellaris, where you can do that. Yeah, it's Stellaris. It'd be cool if this game had that as well, if you could set armies and fleets as rally points for new troops. I would like that quite a bit. That being said, we are up to 58,000 troops. Looks like our force limit went up like almost immediately after we annexed Jandar, so it might have been a little bit of a waste to actually get those troops. But what I'm actually going to do is train more artillery, and the reason for that is because our backline is really weak, and because the armies we're going to be fighting against have such small combat width, having such an overwhelming combat width advantage isn't going to really help us unless we actually have artillery to kind of back our troops up. Is kind of my thinking on that. Alright, some Crimean separatists have crossed the border. So, we're gonna get military access through Georgia again. And try to get our troops back over there. This happened because Wallachia wasn't good at killing his rebels. And as a matter of fact, he can't even stop these Zaporozhian separatists either, apparently. Oh, Wallachia. Here's a new event. Circulation of hostile publications. When printing was a novelty, it first attracted those who would create codices as great works of art or philanthropists who wanted to spread the knowledge of the classics in a more accessible format. Soon, however, others joined their ranks, less scrupulous men who would make a living slandering others. Ever since printing started to mature as a business, presses all over Europe have been available for demagogues to spin their webs of lies. Piles of pamphlets lie ready to be distributed to anyone who will believe them as we speak. In some part of our own lands, this otherwise so promising technology has been put to use as a means to slander our Basilius and undermine the state. This cannot be tolerated. Alright, so the time for censorship has come. We lose 25 support for the printing press in Edirne and Burgos. We also get -2 unrest, but the institution spread goes down to -5%. Or we could gain support and gain local unrest. I think we do this option because I really want the printing press to, you know, expand. Alright. Cancel military access with Georgia once again. Separatists trying to get away as fast as they can. And we'll go ahead and ask for access again, just to get our troops back. Alright, looks like we do have some of our galleys ready. Let's get these troops into this army here. Now, if we combined our armies, we would actually have a pretty formidable force, as it were, but at the current moment, I don't think there's any reason to have a stack like that big, basically. That being said, we are gearing up for an attack on Karaman. The only thing left to do is really just wait till we get some more admin points, maybe see if our allies will join us now that it's 1569. We'll also look into attacking the Papal State and taking back some of our Italian land. But until next time, we'll just have to wait, won't we? So I'll see you on the next one, my fellow Romans.